Guys, welcome back on this Sunday. A really important close will happen in the next, 8 hours for Bitcoin. We're going to talk about that. And I have found a collection of altcoins that you cannot miss out for massive upside in the upcoming weeks. If you want to make here really bank, then stick around, watch the live stream. Let's go. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in here again. Oh, today a little bit more people than yesterday directly on the live stream. Guys, don't forget, immediately smash up the like button. Smash up the like button. We need to get more people in here. Do that while I'm getting started here on the CME chart. So now, currently, Bitcoin is trading. Is it above already? No, it's not above. It's close to the price where we were on Friday. So currently we're kind of like here. So we have like a $1,000 CME gap still, which is considerably not that small for the CME chart, but not that far away, to close that. The problem that I have with this is because the gap is now so considerably small, it opens us up for the possibility that we just come up here and then roll over and go lower for Bitcoin. But I will show you the short-term outlook for Bitcoin is actually showing a different outcome for that specific scenario. So we could keep ranging here for a little bit longer before we get the move to the upside. So when I go into not this chart, but this chart here, so this should be not here anymore. And let's close this. So here the weekly chart. I believe we're gonna close above $100,000 today. If we do that, then next week's candle should get us a little bit higher. Like I said, if we close above $100,000, as I mentioned yesterday, we should come at least all the way up here before we get a massive pullback, and that will lead to that, of course, many altcoins will see exponential gains in that period, which could last another week or two, maximum in my opinion, before we then get the major pullback across the whole market, not only in Bitcoin. And so let's see how this is going to play out here today. But this weekly kind of looks definitely juicy for the time being. Then on the 1 hourly chart, also here, clear as night and day, and we have broken the downward sloping trend line here that was holding us down to break above the $100,000 mark. So you see here the dotted level from yesterday, we have broken above this. So if this holds now as support while we are pulling back just a little bit and bounce off of that in the next coming hours, then you have your confirmation that also here the next impulse move for Bitcoin will go back into the resistance block here in purple currently, all the way up to 1,200, let it be $800, and 1,300, $450. So if Bitcoin can manage to break above this, forget about this high here. Bitcoin will really quickly take this out and will move higher. So it will slice through this here like a hot knife through butter, really easy. But we need to get over that block here. So on the other hand, if we start losing the 10,000, the 100,000, not 10,000, $100,000 mark here before the daily close, really important, it has to happen before the daily close or just a couple minutes after the daily close, and we start losing this level, and you see that we start doing something like this, coming here down to $99,000 or something like that, then also here I expect that from there onwards we will get some acceleration to the downside. So it's just that you understand why it is so important that we are actually holding above the $1,000 level in the next 8 hours, potentially, actually a little bit longer, to see the continuation here unfolding to the upside. Here on the 12-hourly chart, things start to look also a little bit better compared to yesterday. So we have here now another green candle that has opened 3 hours ago. We are above the VPVR cluster that is acting as support currently. We're above the downward sloping trend line. We, let me see, did we actually... No, I think we did not reach the target yet of that W pattern. So here, the target of that W pattern, let me show you where that W pattern is. So here is a W pattern, and that target is at $106,600 approximately. So we have not reached that yet. So, come on. But that does not mean that we do now something like this here by tomorrow, you know, that we go up here and go to $106,000. This can still carry on for a couple of days before we are reaching this. But it's still out there. It's still out there. You know, we have not completed that technical target yet for here on the 12-hourly chart. So we're also above the EMA ribbon. Even if we would get a retest of the upper end of the EMA ribbon, it would just get us back to $98,400. I don't need to explain you why the $98,400 level is such an important level. I have talked about this yesterday. Here's crucial support around this level currently. As long as we are above that, Bitcoin will keep bouncing from this every single time above $100,000. On the MDX algo scalp gradients, also here, we start to see potentially another warm-up phase. But also here, we need another 12 hours to confirm that. Because here the candles over here, they are turning darker again. The only problem that I have with this is here on the reactor indicator, I have not seen here in that area expansion yet. I want to get proper expansion where we turn here to the upside, you know. So what I want to see is something like this here. Something like this here that we turn up, you know, this expands to both sides. Is kind of like this in terms of width, and then we roll over again into here, that hot phase, you know, where we get then topping signals, and then most likely roll over. So I believe the next time when we put in here, these kind of take profit signals with a sell signal, and will most likely be somewhere up here. I think that's the moment, you know. So that's the moment to get out of your short-term positions. Not your long-term positions, but your short-term positions, where you need to get at least out of Bitcoin if you have Bitcoin positions. And in terms of altcoins, we're going to talk about this in a moment. So here on ZoomX, again, my Solana trade did not really move here. I had today no time to actually set my limit orders here. I still have to do that later. Again, guys, we are trading on ZoomX in a competition right now. If you want to be part of the next competition, and no, actually not for the next competition, but again, guys, I have spoken yesterday with my ZoomX manager. There are some amazing things coming for you guys. Trust me when I'm telling you, you should sign up there and at least get the deposit bonuses. They have the highest deposit bonus in the industry, up to $45,000 in deposit bonuses, and they're non-KYC. So if you're somewhere in Europe where you cannot trade with leverage, or in Canada, India, USA, use ZoomX. That is the place to be. There is a link in the description for you below. So now on the liquidation levels, here you see we are tapping into the over-leveraged short positions. They are sitting currently here at $101,300 approximately. There is also a little bit resistance. So if I go here to $102,000, you see that. So, but once we are breaking through this, we will push into higher levels. Like I said here, $106,000 and then $107,000. Let me see. Yeah, and we have here super low leveraged positions, so on 2x at $118,000 approximately. So what could happen is if we are reaching the $113,000 level that I just spoke about, we could get a wick above the 2.618 level, which is kind of like here, just a wick, you know. So we're just wicking up here, taking out this level, because these guys up here, they think they never get liquidated on that short, at least in the short term. In the short term, they think they will be fine, you know, until that flush happened. So just taking out this level, and then we roll over and do something like this. So on the other hand, long liquidity, high leverage long liquidity has also built up over the last couple of hours. Here at the bottom of the 50 moving average and the bottom of the EMA ribbon, at $97,690 all the way up to $98,400. Again, the magical $98,400 level. We can take these levels out, but again, I'm not expecting that this level will give in, only because we take out there's some liquidity and we'll just bounce off from that. once again and keep pushing higher from there. So here, then we have this marked out. So on the liquidation heat map, last 48 hours, let's have a look. So here again, $98,500, $600. There is some high leverage liquidity from the last 48 hours. And to the upside here, exactly what I said, $102,000. There's currently some resistance up here, and also some liquidations on the short side. Currently, we have here almost $75 million, and all the way up here, actually more. Oh wow, almost $90 million. So both combined is like 160. Yeah, almost, yeah, $165 million dollar liquidity that is sitting here in short liquidations that could get tapped. So, and of course, you have here also this block here in between, which could add another, what is this? Oh, wow. This may be another $150-200 million. So in total, $370 million if we take out all these levels. So, and here below, I would say this looks like 250. This is not 300 million. What is sitting here below us? So again, you go normally there where the lowest hanging fruit is, and the lowest hanging fruit is right now above us, with the majority of the liquidity that has built up over the last 48 hours sitting just above current price, which makes it highly likely that we are going to tap out all of that. And if you want to trade here to the upside or get position in some of these altcoins, guys, and you don't have a lot of liquidity, take advantage of the free $500 airdrop position on Bybit. You only need $100. Deposit the $100 when you open a new account, claim the airdrop voucher in the rewards hub, use the voucher. All the profits that you make out of that belong to you. And I'm going to talk about some of the altcoins that are actually listed here, so you can immediately take action and potentially make here some gains. Remember, this is running out in a little bit more than 10 days, and then it's not coming back for quite a while, guys. So and you don't want to miss out on that while everything else starts to moon, and you sit on the sideline and you're like, oh shit, why did I not do this? So don't be like that. So here on Bybit, we're gonna also have a look at my positions currently. Some of them are not looking good compared to yesterday, but some of them are actually turning around, like my Koti. Koti is one of the coins that I'm also gonna talk about today. So this might flip back into a profit in the next coming hours. AVAX also potentially. TIA also on a good way back to the upside. My Phantom trade was actually at break even earlier today. Now it's again in a small profit. We're going to talk about most of these coins here just in a minute. So, but yeah, you see here, because I'm running some positions in a loss, I'm like $2,000 down, so I'm here in overall assets. But if I would be everywhere break even, I would be roughly at $200,000 on this account right now. Then the Bitcoin dominance is bouncing off the 55.15% level here currently. So here we need to be a little bit careful. What we don't want is that the dominance start forming here now a bottom, and then starts pushing up again, because then all our altcoins, regardless of what Bitcoin is doing, they start suffering like crazy, So we don't want to see that. If by tomorrow we get the chance that this is further breaking down, then I reckon here there will be the local bottom for the dominance at 54.3%. 54.3%. If we break it further down and we get to that level, most likely I'm gonna reduce my risk a little bit because we came for a long time here straight down. So, and I mentioned this yesterday, guys. So this is not normal. So this is not normal and not healthy for the market if we come down in that manner. So we need to get here a small correction so that we can get continuation. So, and this is definitely overdue, but I don't want this to happen here right now over the next coming days. So I want this to be happening when we break a little bit lower, because that means also the push back up will be lower than when we do it from here. It doesn't really make a huge difference, but I don't want to get here back like to 58%, for example. If Bitcoin turns around, goes massively to the downside, altcoins are selling off, so I don't want to reach that level here. I actually even don't want to reach 57% anymore. Here, 56.7, that is fine. 56.7 is fine, but I don't want to see the dominance go higher than that, or close actually a candle body above that level. Now, the total free market cap, Still looks like that it has potentially topped out here already. But for now, we are consolidating here, which is fine. But let's see what tomorrow brings. Tomorrow will be really crucial to get direction where we are heading to. So if we see here tomorrow a candle moving up here above these highs of $1.16 trillion, everything fine. We get a little bit more continuation. But otherwise, if we start doing something like this here, then most likely, like I said, here was the top in, and we are pulling down now into these two levels here of 983, almost $984 billion and $927 billion. Ethereum again also looks a little bit toppy to me. We have moved here to $4,100. We are struggling to hold above the $4,000 level for the last 48 hours. We are chopping around that level, but at the same time, every time when someone tries to push Ethereum back now into lower support that we have not tested yet, so it is not confirmed support just yet. So, but it classifies already as support. We get immediately bought up again and pushed above here the $3,967 level. Let me just make this a little bit more thin and more clear. So over there, and so every single time. So here on the lower time frames, when you look at this here on the 4-hourly, for example, we are bottoming out. On the indicators, the RSI is already pointing to the upside, so we could get here another run to $4,100. And this time, if we come up here, there's also a huge chance that we break through this. But remember what I said yesterday, even if we break through this, the higher time frames are suggesting that most likely, if we reach this level here, from there is coming the pullback then to the downside. So this might be a 20% pullback even on Ethereum, so which would bring us back here to the 0.786 level, maybe a little bit lower than that, maybe all the way down here. And there I would expect that Ethereum turns around, consolidates, pushes back to the upside. So now on the Ethereum Bitcoin chart, I explained everything yesterday already. I think it's time that we go into the altcoins that we want to see mooning here pretty soon. So, and one of them might be actually Solana. I have mentioned it before that Solana looks like that it has already bottomed here, especially on the daily chart, even though we are consolidating below here that resistance of $248 approximately. But the moment that we are breaking through this, regardless what Bitcoin is doing, I think Solana will just keep going. I saw yesterday some of the meme coins on Solana already exploding, some of the big ones that were pulling crazy gains here. We need only that the RSI turns around in the next 48 hours. And if that's going to happen, then I believe the $248 level will be broken. And also here, you're going to see Solana around $300 before the whole market is pulling back. So in here, in that sense, for Solana, let's say we get here to like 300, it'll be $302, so $302, a 20-30% pullback gets us a little bit lower than where we are currently sitting, so it's not crazy, from current price action, there's like an 8% move, so if you would enter right now and we get to $300 and pull back, you would be on spot minus 8%. On leverage with 5x, it would be 40%. But if it stops there, you can sit this out and it turns around and gets higher. So at the same time, when Solana runs into $300, you can imagine what some of the meme coins on Solana are going to do, and also beta plays on Solana. But first, I want to show you here Uni. Oh, did it actually hit? So close, guys. We were so close. It almost hit take profit here. We were like 1.5% away from it. So here, Uni, I told you guys yesterday that I was confident that we are reaching here close to the $20 level on Uni. So now we have pulled back actually below $19. And the reason for that is that the lower time frames were a little bit overextended. They had to pull back here. You see it here on the stochastic RSI, on the RSI on the 50 minutes chart. So this is most likely coming back to $18.50 in the short term, $18.67, something like that. And will bounce from there and run again to the upside once it takes out here $19.50 as resistance on the 50 minutes chart. So if you're not in this trade, guys, don't enter this right now. So really don't enter this, because I believe here around the $20 mark there is the end, you know, in the short term for Uni, even though we could, based on the 4-hourly chart, run a little bit higher. So, but it's too much risk, guys. It's too much risk, you know. So I would not take that chance that it maybe even turns around and does something like this here, you know. So because we are not talking about crazy returns here anymore, you know. So when it gets here to $20, so this is like a 6% move roughly from current price. So even if it gets all the way up here, you know, so that's another 22% move before I believe that also here Uni is running out of steam and needs to have a correction, because also here, look, since when we are running, you know, we are running here now for roughly 3 weeks also straight to the upside, you know. So, and here I can give you another indication how you can measure when a run like this is over. Just take here a line like this, a curve. Let me make this a different color. So here a parabola. When the parabola gets broken, the run is over. So it's really, really rare that the parabola gets broken and you chop sideways and you get another leg to the upside. Most of the time when this is broken, you get a correction, you go sideways, then the run continues. And then again, the parabola is invalidated. So here you see, to reach the target, we have until tomorrow. You know, tomorrow maximum, if we move here a little bit higher and do something like this here on a 4-hourly chart, yeah, at some point tomorrow, we need to reach the target. You know, if we don't do that, then most likely wherever we are by tomorrow, when I'm streaming, I'm going to get out of the trade, you know. So because I don't want to run that risk that we fall off the parabola and I round trip profits. So for that simple reason, I just going to take then whatever profit I have and run with it. If we are not in the next 12 hours, let it be 20 hours, the next 20 hours, the next 20 hours not reaching the target. So, but it doesn't look too bad for that. It doesn't look too bad for that. So, but here's something else, just for perspective, guys. For Uni, because Uni is one of the coins that I wanted to mention today that has still so much potential to run higher. So what I want to show you here, guys, is that the first part is already done of the expansion here to the upside, because that was here, this week's candle. This week's candle was one of the major expansion candles. But you have to understand, in a bull run, this is not the biggest potential candle that you're going to see on Uni for the rest of the bull run. This was just an appetizer. You know, that was just an appetizer to show you what that coin can do in a bull run. So, and this candle is massive. So when you look here at the percentage gain only for this week, from the wick all the way up here to the other wick, almost 60%, you know, so in one single week. I have seen Uni pull over 200% in a single week in the last bull market. So this is a small, for me, that's a small candle for Uni, you know. So, and just because it's the first candle of the expansion phase, we are not too late to get further expansion. So now imagine that we get next week our target, and then we start pull back a little bit, because we're running up here into that resistance that I'm not expecting to be broken, and we come back here to $17. So which would be like, how much is this? A 15% move. So, and you enter from there. And this, sorry, I need to use a different tool. Where is it? Here. So Uni, no, I need to move it lower. So Uni in this bull run, I believe Uni, because it was in the last bull run here at almost at $50, I believe this can run to $100 in this bull run. So why $100? Because there's still a lot of projects that are traded on Uniswap. There's a huge LP on Uniswap. They are coming out with their own chain, the Uni chain. So, and that could be the catalyst that Uni needs to get to $100 in this bull run. So, but the levels that I'm looking at to enter this here on a weekly chart, let's say the unexpected happens and we actually break here $20 and we settle above $20, and now comes the correction, and we just pull back here a little bit and come back down, back up here into $20. So the moment that we are breaking on the weekly chart $20, and I see on a daily chart that we are holding multiple daily candles above here, I'm gonna open a position from here, but keep money on the sideline for that potential move lower. So every single time when we move here below the $20 level, every dollar that we move below that, I'm gonna add more to that position. Every single time when it drops a dollar, I keep adding more to that position until we had $15. And there I'm gonna stop, because when we hit $15, we are 25% below the $20 mark, and my liquidation price will be somewhere like at 14 or even 13.50, something like that, somewhere around these levels. So and there I feel comfortable to just wait then and to see what's going to happen until it turns around and starts running to the upside. Another one is TON. I think TON is not done here, So TON is one of the layer ones that came out in this cycle. There's also absolutely so much more momentum there to run to higher levels. And we are close to break here massive resistance. Also on the daily chart, we are about to bottom out here. That can be also one of the coins that does not care what Bitcoin is doing. I have seen that last year. Was it this year or last year summer? Or it was this year summer. Yes, it was this year. This year summer. Where? Yes, I think it was this year. Yes, it was this year. I think this year summer. I actually have to check a message from a friend of mine. Did he message me this year or last year? I can't remember. So, yeah, so it was this summer or last summer where Telegram did not really care what the rest of the market was doing and just was running. So let me actually, now I'm curious, guys. Now I'm curious. Was this last year? No. So it was this year. It was this year summer. So yeah, it was this year. Getting confused here already. So the first sign for me to start building here on the daily chart a new position for Telegram for the next major moves here to the upside is when we break this downward sloping trend line and the $6.84 level. So I want to see this broken in the best case scenario with a turnaround of the RSI and a buy signal on the stochastic RSI and continuation on the MACD. That would be the picture perfect opportunity to get into Telegram and to hold this. So you have to understand, I would not trade these kind of positions specifically on leverage if you want to make like 5x returns on them. It's definitely enough to do that without leverage. So you don't need specifically to use leverage on these returns, but you should also keep in mind, this can take a couple of months, obviously, so until we get these kind of returns. So when I have a position like that, I basically put money into it and I forget about it, So I set my take profit and I forget about this coin, So I'm gonna check, of course, every now and then on that position, how my portfolio is doing and stuff like that, So, but otherwise, I forget about them. I give you an example. In the last cycle, I forget about that. I had a fetch position that was running for 6 months. And one day I look at my Binance account and I had $60,000 more in my Binance account. I was like, where is this coming from? And then I checked the order history and I was like, oh, my fetch position closed. Forgot about that, just got $60,000 and I forgot about it. Why I got $60,000 in my Binance account, So, and that just happens, So because I set my take profit point, I did not care about when it's going to hit in a bull run, and then literally forgot about the position that I had. So now let me go quick here to the super chats. I'm gonna have a look here on H-bar. I actually don't know if I ever charted on H-bar. No, on this chart I didn't. I have charts from the past somewhere. Don't ask me where. I would be now crazy to try to find that. So H-bar did not make yet a new all-time high, but it is not far away. So this is not far away from a new all-time high. But here comes my but. If H-bar cannot close above 34 cents, it most likely is going to pull back here to 26 cents. So 26, 29, somewhere in between there, it's going to pull back. So which is good, you know. So if you want to build an H-bar position with a high likelihood that we are running in the next 2-3 weeks into a new all-time high, that might be not the worst coin to trade, you know. So actually, I know that I massively missed out on that specific move here on H-bar. Where is now my color panel? I want to make this a little bit thinner here. You can see that better. Come on. What? Come on. Ah, down here. Okay, that's where it is. This is horrible. I need to move this up. So there we go. So here, like I said, 34 cents. If it doesn't break here above that, let's see lower time frames, how they are looking. Also consolidation below that currently. Higher time frames. Ooh, that might turn around and moves above it. So, but also here, I give this maybe 2-3 days. If it's not in 2-3 days above 34 cents, most likely it's going to turn down. Most likely it's going to turn down, come see into that area, and there I might be interested to open a position with a stop loss below. Don't want to make it too loose, like 26 cents, I would say 26 cents. So, but in that flush for Bitcoin, when that is coming from current levels, I know H-bar is quite volatile. So this can go down here, you know. So here's the next major level of support, you know, here 18 cents. So let me check that. Yeah, around 18 cents is the next major level of support once that is pulling back. So that's why I would have that stop loss at 26 cents, you know. So if you enter from here, because if you get stopped out, it doesn't matter, you know. If it drops to 18 cents, 20 cents, and you can get in there, you immediately make up for what you potentially lost on that position. Now, let me move on to the next coins. DYDX. What did I tell you guys? What's going to happen to Sushi and to Uni when, or doesn't matter, when any of these three coins are moving beside, so when DYDX and Uni are moving, Sushi is automatically also moving. So DYDX was pumping it to the upside once again today and also yesterday. Here we are a little bit overextended. Also here I expect in the short term a potential pullback based on the daily chart. Everything is overextended here. If we get a proper turnaround, we might come back to like $2, $1.80. There was in the past also a really big support level for DYDX. So if we turn around from here, do something like this, you know, so then we consolidate, then it most likely goes here above $2. And then the next level that I'm looking at where I would take profit on a short-term position would be $4.31. So that's where I would be looking out for. Now let me have a quick look here. You guys with your degenerate meme coins. I'm going to do that at the end, guys. At the end, I'm going to do that. So but only at the end. Then Alpha X, guys. So here actually, let me... it kicked me out again. Okay, doesn't matter. Guys, again, if you want to trade decentralized, you get $100 just for signing up there. Plus, if you deposit $100, you stand a chance to win $500. I give also here, during the stream, $500 away of an Alpha X user. So if you're not signed up yet, do it now. Then in the next giveaway, you will be in it. When I give away $500, which I'm most likely going to do on Wednesday, because Tuesday I will be not in my office most likely. Not sure if I will be here or somewhere else, but I'm still going to do a stream, guys. Still going to do a stream. Just don't know if I will be here or not. Now, Sushi, look at that candle, guys. So if you would have entered yesterday when I told you, if we break it $2.08, it's going to cent, you would be here massive in the money right now. That is an over 24% move that we pulled here. Since we opened that daily candle. So let's actually have a look at this. Here all the way to the top, 41%. I think that's not bad, not a bad call yesterday when I mentioned it. I told you that Sushi is going to move when Uni and DYDX is moving. So, but also here, we are running now into resistance. But I have good news for you guys here, because this was like with Uni, that was the appetizer candle. That was just the beginning. So if we close here 9 hours above $2.14 for spot, guys, for an investment entry, it doesn't matter where the price is. You know, as long as we are at $2.14, I would enter this and keep for the long term, because the upside is insane on Sushi. You know, so look at this here. The high was at almost $24. We are at $2.52. You know, so I don't need to tell you that this is an easy 9x, and if this goes past the all-time high, potentially another 5x. So you would be looking at like at 18, 20x potentially here on Sushi. So also, if you want to build a long position here with leverage, I would also just wait, you know, so most likely, actually I would wait next week's candle to see what's going to happen. Like I said, if it is still above $2.14 for spot, it doesn't matter. But for leverage, I would wait to see if we potentially get one flush here back to like $2. If not, and we start breaking $2.70, then I would open on leverage a position. So another coin that was moving nicely today was actually Casper. Here trying to break 18 cents 0.4. Also here, if we get a daily close above that level, it's going to send straight to 20 cents 8, which is the prior all-time high. From here, I expect some struggle for Casper to turn to actually break through this. But once we have consolidated a little bit below that, we might get in the push also into new all-time high. Casper is massively hyped right now. Also on the stochastic RSI, there's still some room to go a little bit higher, which opens up the possibility that we actually reach here the prior all-time high before we get here a small rejection. But I believe that rejection in the worst case, will come back here into that past prior resistance block, which is now acting already as support. So let's change the colors here. So and either when we come back into this block here, I would open a new position after we correct it. Or if you want to run this up here into the prior all-time high, a daily close above 18 cents 0.4, that's what you want to be waiting for to trade this potentially here. But the stop loss, guys, stop loss need to be tight at 18 cents, guys. 18 cents stop loss, it's like a 3% stop loss. But you have here a 12% move to the upside potentially. And if you are lucky and we smash through this, then we run even higher, you know. So the risk to reward ratio is definitely good, really, really good here on Casper. But I would definitely trade here with a really, really tight stop loss. The next one is Coty. Like I said, Coty is here in a falling wedge. You know, on the 4-hourly chart, the indicators have completely bottomed out. Once we're breaking above 18 cents and 4, this is also going to send here most likely into 21 and 1 cent before I see a massive pullback on the daily chart. We could potentially get tomorrow here another buy signal on the stochastic, and that might be then also the final leg for Coty before we get here then a bigger pullback, consolidate, and then we push into higher levels. So on the weekly chart also here, still so much more upside for Coty. Again, just perspective, guys. Here, you did not get that weekly candle yet that we got on Uni and on Sushi, you know. So here on Coty, we are still early, you know. So you are still early. If you want to trade this on spot, you can right now still get into this before you get like a 40, 50, 60, 80% candle on Coty in one single week to the upside. So now imagine if we are breaking here 18 cents 0.4 and we only go to the new old all-time high. This is already 2.7x, almost 2.8x. And from there, I'm just going to show you. So here, look at this here, $1.10. So I actually believe this can run to over $2 in this bull run. This is even from current levels, almost a 10x. So where we are at here, 17 cents. That'll be from here. So here to $2. Look here at $2.40. Okay, let's be conservative. Let's run here to $2. So $2 is almost a 10x for Coty. And that can, again, once we start an expansion phase, you know, so this can happen really, really quickly in a matter of weeks, you know, that we are actually reaching these targets. So, and here, really, really good opportunity that you get in way earlier before you get here one of these massive candles here, this candle, you know, so this is a big expansion candle. And look at this single candle here. So that is 172% candle in a single week, you know, so that's why I'm telling you guys, don't underestimate here that move that's potentially brewing here already in COTI, that's maybe coming already next week, you know, so that's why I have that position here on COTI and don't care that I'm running here already $300 in a loss, you know, because of trading fees, and have here $19,000 in this position, because I know when this starts sending, you know, so I might actually remove my take profit point and just let it run, you know, so if this runs to $2, let's see what my profit would be. $2, almost $900,000 profit on that position alone, you know, with $20,000, guys. You know, with $19,000 in that trade, I make almost $900,000 when this is reaching the $2 mark. The next one, Link also had the first expansion candle, again, just an appetizer before you get massive continuation to the upside. You get this the continuation if we break $28.72. That's the level that you want to look out for. If we pull back here at any given moment, then anywhere between $23 and $20, this is the level where you want to enter for a potential bounce back to the upside. Because if we move back to $20 from here, so that is a 20% move, 22% move. I don't believe that Link will actually have like a 40-50% drop when Bitcoin comes down. So the Link is a pretty strong coin that will most likely result in 10, 15, 20%, something around these numbers, you know. So that's why anywhere between here, these two white lines, that's where I'm going to buy a lot to send us to the upside. Again, this is only the first candle. The all-time high here is at $53 approximately. That will be also, in my opinion, quickly be taken out once we break here above $28.70. And also here, just for perspective, what I'm looking at for Link to the upside, no, forget here, $82. So I'm looking here at $130, $130, $150, potentially even more. So, and from, let's pull it here from $21 approximately. So here is another 5x for you, you know. So again, you can trade this with leverage, without leverage, but you don't really need leverage on a trade like that. So on the shorter time frames, if you want to find an entry right now, so you're already close. So here, if we break $26.87, you can technically try to enter from there with leverage. But on a trade like that, I just shown you guys 2x maximum. You don't want to try this with 3x, you know. So if this goes down to $20 from here and pulls back 22%, you know, so, or here, this from that level actually 24%, you're getting really close to your liquidation. You know, on 2x, it's no problem. You can just write this out. It doesn't matter. And even add more down here, you know, so that's why be careful with how much leverage you're going to use on a trade like that. You know? So me personally, I will not use more than 2x on something like this. Next one is Rune. Rune also so much more upside potential. Its own layer 1 blockchain. There's also new stuff coming out with Rune pretty soon. I just forgot what it was, but they have also, I think in January, they have something happening on the Rune network specifically. So here on the daily chart, you see we have Stochastic giving us a buy signal, RSI going to the upside. $7.68 might be still a level that we are going to reach, but you need to wait for a break. Basically, you need 1% higher with, I would say, a 30-minute candle close, or that the $7.13 level is going to hold when we come now down on a stochastic RSI. So if you see the stochastic bottoming out and giving you a new buy signal, and we are at least above the $7 level, I would enter from there for a run into $7.68. But I would have also tight stop loss here at like $6.75 or something like that. You know, so for a short-term trade, that's what I would be looking at for Rune. But for major upside here, look here. here you are also, again, you're early, so you're still early. We did not have massive weekly expansion candles to the upside here. The last all-time high was at $13, so that's roughly 1x to the upside. So, but I believe that Rune can also run here into like 50, 60, maybe even $80 in this bull run. And you only need to break here at $7. What is it? $7.68. Once again, $7.68. Once we are breaking that, you're also going to get here like a 40, 50, 60, 80% candle in a single week, So, but right now, I don't expect that that's going to break in the next week. That might be the week after that, or even the following week after that. So, but it's around the corner. You want to make sure that you are in this before it breaks this level and you get left behind, So, because there is not a lot of time to find a good entry before it's going to break this level. I want to go back to the super chats because I have also not so much time anymore. Let me see here. Let me do a quick turbo. Where did I do the other one earlier? So not on Coty. Actually, let me move this also back to my 4-hourly chart. DYDX H-bar. So here. So turbo. I never looked at turbo. Because I would have liked to get into turbo before it went to any exchange. Besides Uniswap. Is that not on Bybit? I think it's only on spot on Bybit, right? Okay, doesn't matter. Let's take a Binance chart. So here, turbo. This might still come down here a little bit. Reason for that is here that big sell cluster up here. And it might find support. Yeah, so major support for turbo is all the way down here. So a little bit below a cent. So which is not a crazy move actually, So how much is this? It's like a 9% move for a meme coin. That's not crazy. A 9% move to the downside on a meme coin is really nothing out of the ordinary. So if I would be looking to open a position on turbo, here's the level. Here's the level where I would try to get into it, and I would have a stop loss here at like roughly under 9 cents. If that is, let me see. Sorry, 0.009. Yeah, so that would be like a 6.5% stop loss. So again, you cannot trade this with like 20x leverage. You're gonna get liquidated on a trade like that. So if it comes back up here, let's see on a 1-hourly chart. This is not looking all too good here. Let's see. So you have here maybe a symmetrical triangle. Maybe. So, but you see already we're at the bottom. That needs to hold. So it needs to hold and bounce from here. So and then here, like at 1 cent 1, if it breaks out of that, so then you get continuation, most likely into 1 cent and 3. The next one was here docs, really quick. So higher time frame outlook for turbo, overextended, looks cooked on the daily chart. On the weekly chart, yeah, so that might be short-lived, So maybe a couple of days where this needs to come down, 5-6 days to come down to wherever level it goes. You might, like I said, might stop here because there's major support, and then it runs again. On the weekly chart, there's still room to run a lot. So docs was on Bybit. Oh, docs looks nice on the daily chart. Again, you're not too late for expansion because on the weekly, see that potential candle that tried to expand to the upside got rejected. So that is good, So if you want to trade docs, you have here a good opportunity when it comes back to what is this here, 8326. We're not far away from that to enter from there. And if it pulls a little bit lower to the last major support here at 7552, then I would add there to my position. So again, especially on these meme coins, so in a bull cycle, guys, you don't need leverage, so you really don't need leverage. I give you an example. I have a friend who is, by the way, my personal trainer. He told me about what was it, Doge. So he said, no, Shiba. He bought Shiba Inu in 2019, I think. In November, December 2019 was when he told me about that. So he said, hey, I bought $300 Shiba. What do you think about that? I told him, I think because it's a meme coin, it's bullshit. I'm not touching it. I said, if you want to have it, have it. It's your thing. Do it. If he would have held it for 2 years until 2021, he would have been a multi-millionaire. So, but of course he didn't. So. And he don't know. He's from the US. He cannot use leverage or could not use leverage at the time. So just to show you, so for these crazy meme coins, you don't need crazy leverage. So trade them on spot. You don't want to get washed out because of a stupid meme coin in a bull run. So don't do that. So now I was Casper Coty, Link, Rune. Aptos. So Aptos is another one that I have currently my eye on for a position, because on the 4-hourly chart in 48 minutes, we get a buy signal on the stochastic RSI, and I'm potentially going to trade this when we at the same time break this downward sloping trend line for a short-term trade, because this will give me here a quick 5-6% move to the upside. So if I trade that with $10,000 on 10x leverage, so I make here $6,000 before I go to bed, so that's what I'm looking at. Or when I wake up again and before I leave my bed tomorrow morning, I made then $6,000. So that's how I look at these things, so so that is something that I'm looking at for a quickie, to the upside here. But again, also here I will have a tight stop loss. Once this is breaking out, I will have a stop loss here at like $14.10. If it turns around, it's like 2.5% to the downside. So, yeah, I might lose $2,500 to try to get like over $6,000, which is from a risk-reward perspective absolutely fine. So here on the weekly chart, also the golden ratio, so the golden ratio is the level where we most likely get rejected. That's why I use that as a take profit target. And also here, so huge expansion has not happened yet because we have not broken the most important resistance level, which is sitting here. So we have not broken this. We have tapped into it on the daily chart, but we got rejected from it. We are just below that. But once we're breaking $15.40, it's going to send. So and here you see already I have some targets here. Let me actually pull up the other targets. Where's the 3.618? 3, 4. So, I have to make them visible. They're not visible. Visible. There we go. So here, $34.50 approximately. So that is also over 2x to the upside. And Aptos potentially will move much, much higher than that, So that is just short-term outlook. And again, you have not seen here weekly expansion. A big weekly expansion candle hasn't happened yet. Will again only happen if we get over the golden ratio. And then you see here one of these two candles. Something like this is going to happen over here. And again, you want to be in that before it's going to happen. The next one, AVAX. Like I said, I'm waiting for the break of the downward sloping trend line. Once that's happening, you get already one candle expansion to the upside to like $65. On Polkadot, also waiting on the 4-hourly chart for the break of that symmetrical triangle to break here above to get a move into roughly $12, $12.50. On the weekly chart, weekly chart I said. So here on the weekly chart, is this already one expansion candle? No. So also here, you did not get that expansion candle that we are waiting for. We need to break $11.90 to get that expansion candle. So again, once we're breaking above $10.54 on a daily chart and we hold above that with 2 free daily candles, there you want to build your position, because that might then form support before we get that leg to the upside. So, and that's where I want to get in before it's actually happening. So if we pull further back, then most likely at $9, around the $9.20 mark, that's where you can enter. And that, of course, is a way better entry before we get that expansion over the next coming weeks. ICP, another one that I'm looking at, but here we are pulling back a little bit. We got rejected from that resistance here from, what is this, $15 and $15.34. But on the 4-hourly chart, we're turning around here. So in the next 4-hourly candle, if the RSI points to the upside, I might take a chance also here on Aptos, on ICP, into the $15.10 level from current price. So that is like a 4 or 5% move also here to the upside. Yeah, 5.5% move to the upside. I will not risk to see if we are going to break above that, so because chances are a little bit more favored right now that we get another rejection, come a little bit higher the next time here in before we then break this, So I just want something to trade over the next 24 hours, So and then on the weekly chart for ICP, also here, weekly that expansion has not happened yet. Here, look at the prior all-time high here. That's $62, and I know that there are other exchanges without USDT, just USD. This was over $100 at some point, So also here, you have not seen anything yet, And that big weekly candle is also just around the corner. Once we are breaking here the $15.36 level, So and also here on leverage, maybe I'm gonna build another position here, but I have a lot on spot for ICP. That's why it doesn't matter so much for me. So Vanry is another one. How much is this 20,000 Indian rupee? How much is this? Is this 50 cents or something? Thank you for that, but I forgot what the conversion was for that Indonesian rupees. Oh, that looks actually good. Thank you for that. So that might be something that I'm going to trade because we got here the break. So if we stay with that 4-hourly candle at this price level here, and we're not pulling back too much, then the next 4-hourly candle might push higher and might push here into 18 cents. So that is another 5-6% move, a 7% move. 7% move. Let's see how the daily is looking. This also looks like it's turning around. So this might have some more legs to the upside. And also here, we saw a small weekly candle, but nothing massive yet. Also here, there was no massive expansion yet. So the all-time high is at 33 cents, so that's a 2x from current levels. But I believe that this might also, in the midterm, that might run much higher. So here, I think we're going to get. So there's two scenarios how this can play out here for Vanry. Either you get within the next 3 weeks, one weekly candle getting straight into the golden ratio. And if that is not happening, then from the golden ratio, you get one weekly candle going straight into the prior all-time high. So and once we break above that golden ratio. So and then the next target, after we broke the prior all-time high from current levels, would be here 52 cents. That is a 2x. It should be actually more. No, it's almost 210%. So, but this is on the 4-hourly, that's definitely not looking bad. Let's see on the 1-hourly. Yeah, so in the next 4-hourly candle, I would expect that for the first 2 hours that might pull back, but then the following 2 hours, the closing 2 hours, that might push here to the upside. So this is definitely not looking bad. So back to ICP. Really quick. We have not much time anymore. So Sui currently trying to bounce here off the 0.786 level at $4.16. Remember, guys, I told you that we are running here into $4.48 before it's going to pull back. Now you see it starts to pull back. We have massive wicks here coming in from what level is this? $4.28 to $4.48. Most likely we are starting to pull back here now on Sui into the $3.91 level. So if you want to open a new position on Sui, that would be the level that I would be looking at before you get the next big move here into $5.41. When it comes to the weekly chart, here we got that big candle already. We are in the so the first major leg is not completed yet until we hit $5.41. But the next major weekly candle will happen from here, from $5.41 to like $7 or something like that. So, but of course, if you can get in down here, you want to do that, so and take the whole move with you to the upside. Again, Don't do this with crazy leverage, 2-3x maximum, and now let the price come to you. Let it come to you, and then you trade this to the upside. So really quick, Phantom is running back to the upside. It was earlier at $1.30 on the 4-hourly chart, also bottoming out, showing signs of potential continuation if it breaks above $1.37. It will run in the next coming days into $1.70 in my opinion, and we should not forget in a little bit less than 3 weeks, the upgrade is coming that I was talking about, and that upgrade, into the upgrade, you're gonna see most likely Phantom somewhere around $2, $2.50, and I will start adding more to my position when we get here above $1.37, or if we pull back, so then, I have a lot of limit orders on the way back down. Let me have a look really quick here. No, we are already over. Yeah, exactly. 1 million Indian rupees is $60. Yeah, I remember now. I remember. So I was in April the last time in Bali. So there I still have upstairs some rupees from when I was there. So let me have a look here. Let's see. OP. Yeah, we did not. I did not talk a long time already about OP. Let's see what OP is doing. I know that we killed everything on OP. Optimism. So, but here I want to have a daily chart. Yeah, here $2.73, big resistance. On the weekly chart, did we get a big weekly candle yet? No. So we basically scratched at the biggest level of resistance for optimism here, $2.74. Again, once we break this, you get a nice juicy pump candle here. Most likely into $3.36, maybe even $3.56, something like that, might be here in the cards. On the daily chart, we just got a buy signal on the stochastic. Let's see, how's 12-hourly looking? Yeah, so but I would reckon this is pulling back to like $2.48, $2.37 first. Here, finding support here, within the golden ratio, and then it is going to continue to pump into higher levels. And on the weekly chart, like I said, so it did not really start to run yet, so it will run when we get above $2.73. Guys, I'm here already over an hour. I have to run. Thank you so much for tuning in again. If you want, actually, post in the comment section once the stream is done. Post me some altcoins that you want me to look at some point next week, that you would, let me, how to phrase that, for coins that you think that have 5x potential. So then I'm gonna collect them, I have a look at them, and then I will make or talk about in a stream if I think that these coins, or actually show you the coins that I believe can pull a 5x still in this bull run. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget, smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you with more profits tomorrow.